Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we have today is a sharpening stone. This is the Suehiro Cerax series. It's their combo stone, and this particular one is a 280 grit on one side and a 1.5K or 1500 grit on the other. And so here's the label that it comes in. So super high grade ceramic whetstone, Suehiro 1500, 280. So this is a coarse stone and kind of a medium high grit stone. It does come with what a lot of people call a nagura, but really it's more of a kind of a cleaning stone. So it's an unknown grit. It's fairly coarse, it feels like. So it's really meant to kind of dress the stone and clean off some loading and swarf if you have it. It's not for flattening. Rinse it off when you're done because you really don't know what grit this is. If you're using that on a 1500 side, you're adding a coarser grit to it, and it's going to mess up your finish that you're trying to refine. But it does work for that purpose. I prefer a diamond flattening plate to really dress the top and flatten the stone out, and I would recommend that, but they do include that. Some people just throw them away, some people use them. So I did try it out just for those purposes. This is a really well thought out package, as I mentioned with the other stone, and it comes with its own well-designed stone holder. So you got a top cover, so you can secure the whole thing with some rubber bands and take it on the road with you or store it real easily. The two stones are glued to a carrier, which is, again, well thought out. It has drainage holes, which will drain off liquid as you're using the stone and water and swarf, but it'll also, and obviously I've had this on my counter, got some goodies on there, it'll also ventilate when you put that in the carrier, the stone holder. So here's the holder, and the bottom of the holder, these feet are pretty grippy, so it really worked well in my Formica countertop, although you could put a damp paper towel under there if it didn't quite adhere to your liking, but I found that I had no problem at all, and sometimes I do with some stone holders and some cases like the Shapton Pro cases, so this is nice and grippy. Plenty of room here for runoff to catch it while you're sharpening. You can clean it all out, dry it off, and then set your stones in here in the carrier, and it'll help ventilate through those holes. I would recommend you flip it over a few times to kind of even out the drying as you go to prevent uneven drying, but again, well thought out package. The labeling is on the sides of the stones, and there's a little bit of labeling on the top, but it fades off really fast, so I did not do that on this one. If you look at the 1K, 3K combo stone video, I would get some Sharpie and write on there what the grits are. I usually like to put it on the ends of the stones on either end, and just nice big Sharpie marks so you know exactly what you have. This stone, it's pretty easy to figure out because one's a lot more coarse than the other, but sometimes it's not. So good idea to label your stones some way so you know what they are. In terms of feel, they've got a good middle of the road feel. They're medium in the range of hardness, in my opinion. They cut fast. They cut a variety of steels really well, and the feedback is pretty darn good. So these will load up on you a little bit if you don't saturate them pretty fully, at least in my limited experience with the lineup. I've used the 320K, the 1K, and the 6K standalone stones, and then the 1K, 3K combo, and then this one, which is the 280 1.5. And they all have I think, kind of a similar feel to them that you can definitely tell they're from the same line. And it's just a really good quality stone lineup with good all-around performance characteristics. So I found about a 10-minute soak, a full-on soak, really worked well. If you short your soaking time and they get a little thirsty, they're going to load up pretty quick on you. At least I found that to be the case. And then one more tip is when you pull them out of the box, go ahead after you soak them, dress the top a little bit, take a little bit off the top with a diamond plate or something so you can clean that off. I found right out of the box, even well soaked, they loaded up pretty quickly. So just clean off that top layer or surface that they come out of the factory with, and I think that'll help you out a little bit. So this is an excellent beginner stone, or a stone for somebody that's been using sharpening equipment for a while and wants to get into Japanese water stones. So you don't have to be a beginner to use these. They're excellent high quality stones, but this 280 combo is aggressive enough to do some pretty quick metal removal, and then the 1.5K, you can definitely make that jump. And it's got a nice level of refinement. If you do your part, you can get most knives screaming sharp with a 1.5K stone, or even really a 280 stone if you do it right, and sharper than most knives that come out of the factory ever. So you don't necessarily have to have tons of levels of refinement. So this would be a great learning stone for you, just a good all-around economical, high-performance stone. You could supplement this later with you know, a 3K stone or a 4 or 5K stone if you want it, with no problem, to give yourself a little more top end for refinement. But it does a nice job all by itself. So I have nothing but praise for this. It really worked well. Again, the 280 is pretty aggressive. The 1.5 is really pretty fast cutting and leaves a nice edge. And it's just a great combination and well thought out, as I mentioned. So excellent package. So again, great value, excellent way to learn if you're into that. And you want to try your hand and get 2 stones in one that all, you know, both perform really well. So put this back on top here, but we got our logo. So this is the Suehiro Cerax. This is the 280 / 1.5K or 1500 combo Japanese water stone.